now we're ready for the second part of the activity. They have just finished watching a YouTube video of 2 different individuals interviewing, and they have noted some strengths and weaknesses with those interviewees, and we discussed those a little bit. So now they're ready to actually jump in and practice effective interviewing for themselves. And what they have is a handout. You all have a handout here that has some questions on there for your mock interview. And what I want you to do is I want you to work together to answer these questions. So basically you're interviewing each other. And when you ask each other the questions, keep in mind the PowerPoint of the 3 effective things to remember for effective interviews. And then also the things that you observed on the YouTube video that you saw going well. Try to emulate those in your answers. So again, as you're answering the question, your partner is going to be scoring you based on relevance, clarity, and length. If you think they did well in that area, you're going to check it off. If you don't think they did so well, just don't check it off, and they'll know that they need to focus on that area. And if you want to jot down a couple of notes for improvement out there to the side. Do you have any questions before we get started about what I'm looking for there? Okay, I'll let you guys go ahead and get started then, and we'll do the first 3 questions there and then see how our time is.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about yourself and why you applied for this position.
Well, my name is Jennifer Hibbert. I'm a mom of 2. I applied for this position because I'm really interested in it, and I'm stuck.
That's good. I think it would be helpful if maybe we said what position you're interviewing for. That would probably help you answer the questions a little better. Forgot that part. So just pick something sort of in your field, like Miranda, are you interviewing for like an administrative assistant job, or
That's fine.
okay, how about at a college? Okay. And Jennifer, I know you're thinking about maybe transferring, so you're not 100% sure about what field you want to go into, but your associate's degree will qualify you for a similar, like an administrative assistant job or something similar to that. So if you want to go with something similar, do you want yours to also be at a college, or do you want to?
That would be fine. I didn't
Okay.
really know what my degree was going to get me. So
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah, so that's another workshop session we'll need to do probably, but for sake of today's lesson, we'll just say you're both interviewing for an administrative assistant job at a college, similar to Sky CTC. So that'll help you provide some more details in your answers.
You want us to redo it?
No, you can just move on to Miranda answering the question if you want to. That's fine.
Miranda, tell me a little bit about yourself and why you applied for this position.
Well, my name is Miranda Harden. I just recently graduated from Sky CTC with an office systems technology degree. I've worked in an office for a little over a year and a half now. I applied for this position because it is close to home and it is a high rate of pay.
Go on to the next.
Now she'll ask you, or that's
I'll
fine.
say.
Yeah.
Why should we choose you over the other applicants?
I believe I'll be a good applicant because I'm reliable. I have experience in this type of position, and I'm an honest person and very easy to work with other people. Why should we choose you over the other applicants?
I believe that you should choose me over other applicants because I already have office skills. I have customer service skills. I enjoy working with other people. I can work by myself or I can work in a group. And I guess that's it. What skills and strengths will you add to our team?
Well, I have customer service skills. That is one of my strengths. And I work well with others and also by myself. And since I have the skills, I feel like that is a strength for the team. And it can help the team to have me on because of that. what would you consider what skills and strengths will you add to our team?
I have customer service skills. I think that I would be able to maybe open to other ideas and having more services in our office and being able to listen to others, get along with others, and maybe coming up with some new ideas for our office.
Well, that was the number 3, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We'll probably stop there for time's sake, but we may continue this later. You guys can always practice interviewing each other, maybe even when you have a real job interview on the table, so that'll lend some authenticity to it. I know it's a little bit difficult when it's a fake position that we're talking about here, but it still helps to practice those types of questions. What are some things that you noticed about yourself as you answered the questions? Overall, are you pretty happy with the way you answered them? Did you see a lot of areas for improvement? What do you think?
Yeah, I think I should practice.
Yeah.
And I will just practice.
I think practice makes perfect.
I think I need more practice. I haven't really practiced doing interviews, so that would help if
Yeah.
I did practice some more, so I'll be more confident in it and knowing exactly what to say. So
Good.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're doing here. Even though it's a mock interview setup, the more experience, the more you practice phrasing those questions, having to come up with them on the spot, is going to help. So this is just, you can do this again with somebody at home, with a friend, with a family member, and the more times you can do it, the more confident you're going to feel and the less tongue-tied you'll feel when you're actually in the interview answering the questions. So, and you can hang on to your notes that you make for each other and your scoring there to help you improve as well. So finally, to conclude today's short workshop session, I want to talk to you guys about your takeaway and your I don't want to call it homework, but it's sort of like homework. This is how I'm going to evaluate that you learned from this lesson today and that you're able to use it going forward. And it's going to help you take what we talked about in class and apply it outside of class, which is definitely going to help it stick with you more. So what I want you to do is I actually want you to brainstorm some more interview questions. And you can even Google this. There's tons of stuff out there, popular interview questions, hard interview questions, crazy interview questions, and just come up with a list of about 20 other questions other than what I've given you. And then I want you to brainstorm some answers for those as well. So when we come back together and have another little workshop to work on some more career skills, we can share what you've come up with. But I just want to get your wheels turning about what possible interview questions that you might be asked in the future, and how can you best answer those. Keeping in mind what we talked about with showing your strengths on the PowerPoint presentation, and remember what the good interviewer did in the YouTube video, and try to apply those things to your own answers. And then finally, before we end today, I want you each to identify one really specific area, and we already kind of talked about this, but what's one really specific area of the 3 elements of interviews on the PowerPoint that you can focus on improving. The first one was planning and preparation, the second one was highlighting your strengths, and the third one was follow-up. So I want you each to pick one of those to focus on.
I would say the first one, the planning and preparation.
Okay, why do you think that should be an area of focus for you?
To make sure that I have my resume, my cover letter, letters of recommendation, everything like that.
All those little things you tend to forget until it's last minute and you're panicking. Okay, good. How about you, Jennifer?
Wait, it was at the third slide.
Yeah, feel free to glance back over and if you want to refresh your memory.
I guess just practicing, and also I do not have a resume yet actually, so I need to be working on that.
That's a big one, yeah.
Because I know that would help get the job probably and look
Absolutely. You
presentable.
can be building that now, even though you've still got a couple of semesters left for graduation. That'll make it easier on you when you get ready to apply.
Yeah.
That's great. I hope this session has been helpful for you guys, and I hope that you'll be able to take some of these elements we've talked about and apply them going forward. And we will get back together soon to look at your interview questions and maybe talk about resume building or other areas that you guys have questions about. So any questions or statements or conclusions before we end today?
I feel like I've learned a little bit more.
Well, good.
Practice.
Well, good. I know it's been a quick session, but I try to make it quick and focused. And again, hopefully you'll find it useful. So thank you both.